So this right here is one of the more unique smart home devices that I've ever seen, and it supports Matter. It's a 3-in-1 smart nightlight with an RGB light, a light sensor, and an occupancy sensor. In this video, we'll look at the setup process with Matter, the features you get in the Apple Home app, and some fun automations that you can create with this nightlight, like having it change colors when a back gate is open. It's by a company called Third Reality, and they also make a non-RGB smart plug that supports Matter 2 if you don't want a light. They sent out this product for a review, and inside the box you get the nightlight, illumination sensor on the top, a motion sensor, which is used for occupancy, and a light at the bottom. On the side is a Matter QR code with extra backup codes included in the box. A reset pinhole is on the other side. Now, on the back of this nightlight is where things get interesting. There's a male USB-A port inside, and it includes a power adapter in the box. But just as a warning, there is no release button built in. So once the power adapter is plugged in, it's extremely difficult to take it out in case you need to remove it. Now, you could use this nightlight in a kid's room at night to help them sleep, or as ambient lighting for walking around the house late at night. We'll dive deeper into some fun automations like having the light change colors when a back gate is open later on in the video. Setting up this light was easy, and since it supports Matter, that means that it will work with all smart home ecosystems, including Apple Home. It connects over Wi-Fi using a 2.4 GHz band only and does not support the 5 GHz Wi-Fi band. No hub is required, and it's recommended to connect this nightlight to the Third Reality app for firmware updates. But this nightlight can be used without the Third Reality app. The Third Reality app has basic controls for controlling the light, like the power, the brightness, and the color, and even the previous states, as well as viewing the status of the other built-in sensors. There's no special lighting effects or the ability to adjust any other settings or even see past motion or light data like you would find with other motion sensors like Aqara or with Eve. If you do want to use this nightlight in multiple ecosystems, then a Matter controller is required for each ecosystem. Speaking of, setting up this nightlight in the Amazon ecosystem went smoothly, and for the most part works well when controlling the power, the brightness, and the colors. But for some reason, it does not show any of the white hues, which was surprising. But what was not surprising was the fact that I could not get this nightlight connected to the Google Home ecosystem. I'm honestly not surprised about this because I often have issues trying to get a Matter device into the Google Home ecosystem for whatever reason. One thing I did not have any issues with was connecting this smart nightlight to Apple Home. And again, you will need a Matter controller to get this device to work with Apple Home. Just scan the HomeKit code like you usually would when adding a device, and the Home app adds the device right away. Now, if you do add the nightlight to the Home app first, then decide you want to use the Third Reality app to update the firmware, then just scan the Matter code in the Third Reality app and it'll connect and you can update the firmware from here. In the Home app, this nightlight has a light sensor, and an occupancy sensor attribute exposed. Let's dive deeper into each one of these. With the light, you can control the power on and off, the brightness, and the color using the white or the color palette or the previous used colors here, and as you can see, it's quite responsive. There's a light sensor to measure how bright the room is. So here I turned off a light in my office, and the sensor detects a change in the brightness and the lux dropped, and whenever I turn the light back on, the lux goes up. The light sensor on this smart light can be used to keep an area always lit with a little bit of light. So if the room is below a certain light level, then it could automatically turn on a small lamp and then turn off the lamp if the room gets brighter with other lights on. An occupancy sensor is also exposed, which on paper is quite impressive for a device that's $30, considering other occupancy sensor devices are often more expensive. However, it's not as good as it sounds. And let me explain. An occupancy sensor is designed to detect the presence of a person, or if a room is occupied. So you could be in the room but not moving, like on the computer in an office or watching TV in a living room. It's designed to detect whether a person is in the room, not to detect if there's motion in the room. This differs from a motion sensor that detects movement in a room and not occupancy. So if you're in the room but not moving, a motion sensor will say there's no motion, but an occupancy sensor will say there's somebody in the room. This is especially important to know whenever you're creating automations with other devices. A motion sensor could be used to turn on lights whenever you walk into a room, but it might turn off the lights if you're in the room but not moving. Whereas an occupancy sensor could turn on lights whenever you walk into a room and then turn them off whenever you physically leave the room. However, the occupancy sensor on the Third Reality Smart Night Light is more of a motion sensor with a delay. Because of this, I often had times when the sensor would not detect I was in the room and would turn off a light in a room, even if I was still in the room but not moving, like watching a YouTube video or typing a video script. It happened about every minute to a minute and a half, and you're not able to adjust the motion sensitivity or the timer on this nightlight. You can just wave at the sensor for the light to come on, but that defeats the purpose of using this sensor to keep the light on at that point. Now, this is a common issue with all motion and occupancy sensors and using them in automations, and not really an issue with the Third Reality Smart Night Light specifically. Now let's look at some fun and practical automation ideas that you can do with this nightlight. The light can be used as a status light indicator to represent the status of a smart home device without having to look at it in the Home app. When somebody arrives home like a spouse, the light could turn green so you know that they're home. Or if you're working from home, then you can have the light be red as a visual indicator to not enter and green when it's okay to enter. You could also use this same concept with an Aqara contact sensor and an outdoor protective cover on a back gate. So you can have the light be green when the door is closed and red when it's open. To take this to the next level, you can receive an alert when the back gate is open and have the option to view the live feed of a back gate camera from here, just to see what happens. And if you would like a step-by-step tutorial on how to set this up, then comment the word magic down in the comment section below. The occupancy sensor could be used to control other devices in your smart home. So you could put one in a hallway, and if you need to get a late night snack, then as you walk throughout the home, the sensor could turn on the light on the night light or various lights throughout your home at a dim brightness and automatically turn off as you walk back. Or another use case is putting it near your bed frame that turns on a light if you get up in the middle of the night, say like to use the bathroom. A small light could help you see without tripping over things. The nightlight from Third Reality has lots of features and use cases for only $30. It works well in Apple Home and I've not had any real issues, though I really just use the light part and not any of the other sensors. In fact, I've been using it here as my new background light in these videos. And for more reviews of Matter products, check out these videos right here. Thank you for watching and I'll see y'all in the next one.